much emotion. He was constantly trying to install that stone-faced grit into their son, Preston. Big on those father-son hunting trips down at their camp in the Delta. Just last fall, Preston had shot his first deer, and she'd framed the photo with the poor deer's blood smeared across her son's 9-year-old face. "Get a grip, Addie," Branch had said, pontificating with one of Dean's fat Cuban cigars by their pool. "Your boy is going to be a man whether you like it or not." She didn't like it. Addison would have liked to have kept Preston a child forever. She had treasured their trips to the Memphis Zoo and his help taste testing at Sugar Baby's, her now defunct ice cream and candy shop. Now he was 10. Soon he'd be the same as his older sister, Sarah Caroline, who was 14 going on 44, sweet and vindictive, kind and manipulative, and mostly a disapproving presence in their house. Addison knew it was a phase and had bought dozens of books to inoculate her, Decoding Your 21st Century Daughter, An Anxious Parent's Guide to Raising a Teenage Girl, Just Us Girls, a shared journal for moms and daughters, and Why Some Animals Eat Their Young, a survivor's guide to motherhood. But despite collecting a neat, half-read library on her bedside table, there had been a lot of slammed doors and enough eye-rolling to generate power for half the Mid-South. The night of the birthday bash 2 years ago, before Dean had disappeared without a word for a whole 5 days, might have been the best her marriage had ever been. She'd been seeing Dr. Larry for at least a year and had started to make peace with her dead mother, her father's terminal illness, and her husband's withholding affection. Short of the obligatory and mechanical sex they'd been having for years, wow, that was amazing. What's on HBO? It was all going wonderfully. She realized Dean was an important man, a busy man. By the time he got home from those extended business trips, he was absolutely wiped out. He needed her patience and love, not dinner conversation, not sex. Some downtime with the boys at the club. He seemed to be one of the few developers in the Mid-South not bankrupted by the damn 2008 recession. That took some work. Dr. Larry had thought Dean might be suffering from PTSD after his time during the First Gulf War. His military service the bedrock of the legend of Dean McKellar. What was it Dean had said to her right before he walked off into the parking lot in Overton Park that night? "Oh, yeah, keep those home fires burning." He'd said pretty much the same thing a week ago today. Leather carryall over his shoulder, offering a thumbs up like a World War II flyer, and she hadn't heard a word since. It was past midnight now in their continually renovated Old English Tudor in Central Gardens. Addison sat in Dean's office in Dean's big red padded chair, swiveling back and forth and watching brown liquor swish around in a crystal glass. The same chair where he held court with their friends, the men in the Memphis crew, and on the Ducks Unlimited board, who worshipped Dean with such sad devotion. The walls were filled with leather-bound books he pretended he'd read. War and Peace, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Crime and Punishment. Dean didn't read much beyond books on leadership and the occasional thumb-through war history. And a gross collection of animal heads from African safaris and hunting trips in Montana. Addison helped herself to more of Dean's private whiskey stash, the white wine and Xanax not working anymore. She made a face while taking another hard swallow, catching an image of herself in the window's reflection. Late 30s? Okay, almost 40.